find out and every conversation explodes the art of thinking beyond the obvious. And today I have Mas Pastel, yes. He's a functional medicine expert, public speaker, as well a published author, no other than Mr. Kevin
Thank you
Smith.
very much, Daniel. It's a pleasure to be here today.
Welcome, Dr. Kevin on Abstract Essay. Can you please introduce more about yourself that I miss?
Okay, so my name is Dr. Kevin Smith. I've been in practice for about 25 years, and I help people to move and feel better by combining chiropractic with science-based nutrition. And
Mm.
it's an honor and a pleasure to be here today.
Yes, and today let's talk about the real reason you are tried all the time. And thank you so much for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world, Dr. Kevin. Thank you. So tell us beyond the sleep hygiene. We all know about caffeine and blue light, but what is the underestimated factor you see most often as the primary driver of a tired all the time? And this is about sleep quantity.
Well, I think that there's a lot of reasons why people are tired all the time. One of the reasons is because of inadequate nutrition, a lack of sleep, a lack of good healthy sleep, and there's a lot of neurological reasons why people feel tired all the time. In my country, it's an epidemic issue. If you want to see how bad this problem is, look at a coffee shop around 3 o'clock in the afternoon and see the line forming around the block. Everybody is tired, everybody is sleepy, and they need a pick me up to go to keep going.
Tiramisu, pick me up for sure. So, Dr. Kevin, the signature of stress, how does the fatigue from chronic low grade stress feel different in the body than fatigue from simply being busy or having a bad night's sleep?
Well, there's three different types of stress. There's physical stress, there's chemical stress, and there's emotional stress. And we don't really know, the body doesn't really differentiate between them. All three of them can grind us down and zap our energy. If a person has chronic pain, for example, they are not going to be able to get a good night's sleep. If they don't sleep, get about a minimum of 6 hours of restful, replenishing sleep, they are not going to be performing very well the next day. If they don't get good functional, good, adequate nutrition, the same thing happens. Their body is going to start to exhibit signs of stress and fatigue, and it's going to impact their day to day life.
Interesting, Dr. Kevin. The should drain. You talk about the energy tax of living out of alignment. Can you describe how the internal conflict between what we feel or we should do or what we truly want or need to become a constant silent energy link?
So, a lot of that has to do with the function of the nervous system. The nervous system is considered the body's master system. It regulates literally every cell in your entire body. And a lot of that is controlled by your spinal nerves as they exit the spine and go to the different organs of your body. A lot of people think that chiropractors are back pain doctors. That's only partially true. We're very good at back pain, but only about 10% of the nervous system is there to conduct pain signals. The rest of it is functional signals. So the nervous system tells you for your heart to beat, for your lungs to breathe in air, for you to digest your food, to make waste products. So if your nervous system doesn't work right, you don't work right. And that can manifest itself as fatigue and energy and a lack of pep throughout the day.
Hmm, yes. The hidden energy systems, Dr. Kevin, beyond just too many choices. What are the specific types of decisions, perhaps related to people pleasing or perfectionisms? What are the most costly in terms of our mental fuel?
Well, a lot of this can manifest itself as a lack of reaching your full potential. So, for example, if you're fatigued, if you're tired all the time, you cannot reach enough energy to maximize your energy to do things at your highest level. It's affecting your performance. It's affecting your relationships. It's affecting your ability to perform at the highest level at work, and that can affect your income. It can affect your productivity. It can affect your ability to get a good night's sleep or to play with your kids. It can manifest as a lot of different areas. And one of the things is uh, to look focus on the fundamentals, focus on your nutrition and your sleeping and your ability to exercise and your ability to just do general things to take care of yourself properly.
Yes, take care of yourself, people. Self care. So, Dr. Kevin, if nervous system has the energy budget, what are the common modern day activities that lack massive withdrawals? And what are the most effective accessible deposits people overlook?
One of the things that people overlook is your posture. If you have abnormal posture, your body has to work extra hard to keep yourself up against the force of gravity. About 90% of all of your energy is to do just that, to keep yourself up against gravity, keep yourself up off the ground. And so if you have a problem like forward head posture, where your head is way in front of your shoulders, it increases the gravitational weight of the head over your shoulders. That causes a lot of fatigue. It causes your muscles to hurt. It causes premature wear on the spinal cord, the discs, the bones, the spinal cord itself. So I would say that your posture plays a huge role in how much energy that your body uses while it's at rest.
Yes. Posture, people. The boredom energy paradox, Dr. Kevin. Could you lack of genuine challenge, novelty, or engagement in our lives, a state of comfortable monotony, or actually be surprising source of fatigue? How does this dualid mind lead to the tired body?
Well, if you're bored, if you don't have a lot of engagement in things, it becomes very, very difficult to pay attention to certain topics. People tend to find energy for things that they really passionately care about. But if you're sitting in a boring meeting, if you're sitting in school and you're not really that enthused about what you're learning, or if you are on the job and you're not uh, really that engaged in things, it can become very, very difficult to pay attention. And you can feel very fatigued.
Hmm. Yes, definitely. Very fatigued for sure if you're not taking care of yourself. The unlive life drain. How much energy does it take to suppress a dream, a creative impulse, or a difficult but necessary conversation? Can you quantify and tell of the kind of emotional withholding?
I really can't. I'm not a mental health care professional, so I can't quantify how much energy. I just know that if you're bothered by something mentally and it's really eating at you, it can cause fatigue and it cause a lack of energy. It kind of wears you down over time.
Yes, definitely. And Dr. Kevin, you discussed the concept of a drug and inauthenticity. How does it physical and mentally cause us to wear a metaphorical armor of a person that is fully us in our relationship or at work?
We live in a drug culture, and a lot of people reach for drugs whenever they have a problem. It doesn't fix the problem with a couple of very, very few exceptions. One of the exceptions is if a person has a bacterial infection and they take antibiotic therapy, that can clear that out. But if you have some kind of a other problem, like say hypothyroidism or autoimmunity or high blood pressure, the drugs don't cure those problems. It just masks the symptoms. And as soon as you stop taking it, the problems come back. There's a very easy way to test this theory, and that is just stop taking your drugs for a couple of days and see what happens. And you're going to find your audience is going to find that your symptoms are going to come back. The drugs give you a superficial, glossy overview of really what's going on, but to really go to the root of the cause, you have to put on your detective hat and do some lab testing beyond the simple test that most medical doctors order.
Interesting, Dr. Kevin. So, the lifestyle and psychology nuances. How might our modern diet be contributing to be a constant state of a low-grade inflammation or blood sugar dysregulation that the brain and body experience purely as tardiness?
Well, there are certain pro inflammatory foods that people can consume that increases the level of inflammation. Inflammation is bad for your not only your heart and your brain, but also for your joints, your muscles, everything else. So, for example, people that eat a lot of sugar are going to be very inflamed. People that eat dairy or grains, those are pro-inflammatory foods that sets the stage for uh, wear and tear in your joints and your muscles and in the brain itself. So I tell everybody that every bite of food that you eat is either adding to inflammation or it's taking it away.
Yes, or taking it away. Yes, definitely. And Dr. Kevin, why does thought of exercise feels impossible when we tired? But how can we right kind of movement become a source of energy? What is the mechanism, chef?
Well, I would say that the hardest part of working out is taking that step through the door of the gym in the first place. But when you get into the groove of things and you start to enjoy your workouts and you're really getting in the groove, it becomes very effortless. But just getting started is the hard part. To answer your question, I think that when you oxygenate your body, when you exercise and you're distributing more oxygen throughout the brain and throughout the body, it becomes more energized. And the more that you do that, the better the effect becomes. So, but we have found that people that are just couch potatoes that don't do a lot are the
Mm,
most prone to fatigue on a regular basis.
exercise, exercise, people, move your body. Let's talk about the digital dementors. Beyond screen time, how these specific qualities of our digital consumption, like, well, act like energy vampires in a way that reading book does not.
I think that the companies like Facebook and Google and places like that, they hire the best and the brightest minds to keep you
Yes.
addicted to their stuff. One of the one of the most addicting things in the world is hitting the like button on a post. And every time you do that, you stimulate your dopamine receptors in your brain. And the dopamine receptor is also closely associated to taking certain drugs, certain recreational drugs, alcohol, certain food, anything that's pleasurable, you can get a dopamine hit. But there's a dark side to that, and that is after you had so much of the dopamine hit, you start to get fatigued and you start to get a little bit more tired. So it's probably beneficial for people to limit their screen time, whether it's looking at their phones, looking at tablets, looking at computers, whatever. Just stay away from that. Go outside, take a walk, breathe some fresh air, play with your dog, do whatever. Just stay away from your online screen time.
Yes, people stay away. Or buy these smart apps that it automatically deactivate your phone to become dumb. Not smart. So, Dr. Kevin, the path of or the path to reclamation, the permission questions. What is the piece of permission to quit something, or to do less, or to ask for help? That, if granted, would instantly free up massive energy for the most of the people you work with.
I think that ultimately it boils down to what kind of habits that you have. Bad habits lead to bad health, good habits lead to good health. And if you establish some good habits and you let it go on for a couple of weeks, it'll start to manifest. And then you'll start to feel better. You'll start to have more energy. You'll start to think clearer. You'll start to sleep better and exercise better. Your whole life will be better as a result of good habits.
You will be better, people, for sure. From the drag to live, Dr. Kevin, what does it feel like in the nervous system when the activity or relationship from being an energy drain to energy generators? Can people learn to sense this before they commit?
Absolutely. I mean, as a chiropractor, I have seen firsthand. It's probably the only modality I have ever heard of in my life that you can feel better instantly. Instantly, you can get rid of pain. You can fix your posture. You can feel a lot better and have more energy very, very quickly. I think that just by cleaning up your dietary habits, cleaning up your nutrition, eating more whole real foods and not eating ultra processed foods has to play a huge role in your overall energy levels.
Mm, real food indeed, for sure. And how do redefine a high energy, not a being constant buzz and busy, but having a deep renewable reserve of calm, focused capacity? What does the person look like in their daily life, Dr. Kevin?
Well, I think that the first thing that has to occur is that you have to make a conscientious effort to want to change your lifestyle. A lot of this has to do with your habits. Like I said before, if you make a conscientious effort to cook real food, to eat real food, and stay away from fast food places and other places that serve ultra processed food right there, that's going to make you feel better. If you pay attention to your breath, to your breathing, you drink plenty of water, you pay attention to your sleep, you get at least 8 hour 6 hours of restful replenishing sleep. You exercise on a regular basis. You pay attention to your posture and your joint health through chiropractic care. It's going to make a world of difference. And you're going to feel better.
Definitely. Feel better, people. Eat the right kind of food. So, Mr. or Dr. Kevin, before we wrap up our discussion for today, I'm inviting you to please do listen to my other podcast, people, because my abstract essay is already in sixth season, abstract poetry in the third season, and of course, my book 101 review in its sixth season this year, comedy 101 third season, and my food 101 in sixth season as well, geography 101 love letters, movie 101 review, music 101 our fourth season, science 101, sex 101 and third season, and my baby podcast, trivia 101, law 101, mental health 101, motivation 101, entrepreneurship 101, and of course, my Bible verses 101. Please listen to them wherever you listen your podcast. So, Dr. Kevin, if you could have listeners run a single 1 week experiment to diagnose the real energy leak, what would it be?
I would say the number one thing that your listeners need to pay attention to is their nutrition. If they improve upon anything else, that would be the simplest and the fastest way to have more energy is to eat better food. Food is the building block of what we do. And the food gets into your blood system, it's used for energy or for cellular repair. And that's the best thing that you can do for yourselves.
Yes, people eat the right food. And Dr. Kevin, what are your short-term and long-term goals?
Well, my short-term goal is to make it through the winter in one piece. It's very, very cold where we live. I would say my long-term goal is just to help as many people as divinely possible to to feel better, to move better by combining chiropractic and science-based nutrition.
Yes, good luck to your goals and looking forward for more success. And what would be your piece of advice for those people that want to be like you?
Oh, I would say just a lifetime of learning and trying to amass as much knowledge as you possibly can. Um, I'm a lifetime student, so I everything that I do is from years of clinical research and reading and attending seminars and just trying to learn as much as I can. Um, I have a website that people can go to learn more, and that's metabolicsolutions.net. And there's a blog. There's all kinds of stuff on there. You can read about what I do, and give contact me if you have a problem that you're up against a wall and you need some extra help. Reach out to me.
Yes, people reach out to Dr. Kevin, and for sure, he will guide you, give you the best of the best, well, sleep, health, and many more. So, Dr. Kevin, thank you for that advice. And thank you for sharing your knowledge and wisdom to the world.
It's my pleasure.
Yes, so can you please invite our listeners to support your book, your advocacy, your business, or whatever projects that you're doing right now?
Yeah, again, the best way to learn more and to reach out to me is by visiting my website at metabolicsolutions.net.
Yes, definitely. People, let's support Dr. Kevin Smith because if you support him, for sure, more and more empowering books will rise. More and more empowering advocacy like this will come. So I have one more question, Dr. Kevin. For someone listening who feels utterly depleted, what is the smallest, kindest 5% step they could take today to begin turning the tide to prove the system, the strategy is possible again?
The smallest thing that they could probably do is to get better sleep and to turn off the internet, to turn off Facebook, and spend less time with their phone.
Yes, people turn off the internet and go to the wild and look for, well, serenity. So, Dr. Kevin, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Daniel. It was a pleasure.
More to come, people. See you soon.